nervous. Like I literally had such a bad night of sleep because I'm so nervous. Basically, if you're new here, I signed up for a half marathon, and usually like you're probably always going to be nervous, especially for your first half marathon, but I got injured a couple of months ago. I developed like beginning shin splints and they still kind of hurt. It has gotten less, but because of that I obviously didn't get the proper training that I wanted, so we're honestly just gonna try and do this half marathon like on character. Like I have absolutely no idea how I'm gonna do this, but we're just gonna go for it. It is gonna be pretty warm, so I'm currently drinking some electrolytes because I've kind of obviously researched things that are good, and especially with warm weather electrolytes can be really good. They just give you the minerals that you're kind of losing if you're like sweating, and you're obviously sweating more if it's warm. I have to admit, I think these are absolutely disgusting. I got these ones from Up Front and I do think they're good, but this watermelon taste is just not for me. I absolutely hate the taste of this. I think I'm just gonna chug like one more of these tomorrow morning so that I just have them in my system. And most people would do a shakeout run the day before their race, but I'm not doing that today because I just don't want to put extra pressure on my shins today. So I am probably gonna try and go for like a little walk, and I'm cycling somewhere today, so I will have a bit of movement for my legs, but I'm not gonna do a run because I know that that might trigger something in my shins. But I just tried and kind of grab most of the things that I'm gonna bring tomorrow because we are leaving quite early because the race starts at 9. My start wave is at 9:30, but I do have to leave my house around 7 a.m. So I just want to prepare everything today so that I just have most things ready. So obviously the most important thing that we're bringing is my start number. I'm so nervous. I do think the color is like really nice that it's black because I'm also wearing like an all black outfit. So we're definitely gonna bring these, and don't forget these if you're running a race because you need to obviously attach your number. So then for my outfit, I'm gonna use my new Stocks Energy socks. These are compression socks and they really help with my shins because I do get really stiff calves when I'm running. So I've used these a couple of times now and I do feel like they really help with like my calves and my shins. Nike shorts, and then my sports bra and my t-shirt are both from H&M. And then another quite important part are my running shoes. They are so dirty. I probably should have cleaned these, but I have the Hoka Clifton 9s and I really like them, but I do feel like after the half marathon I'm gonna have to look at getting new shoes because I've had these for quite a while now. During the race I recently got this running vest from My Protein and I really like this because I had been wanting to get a running vest but I didn't really know which one. But I just didn't want anything with like extra things on it, and with this one from My Protein it's literally just black. Like everything is black and simple and it doesn't have like other things. I just wanted like a basic running vest. With that I have this little water bottle also from My Protein, and I thought about filling this with electrolytes for during the race, but since I just really don't like the taste of it, I feel like I'll be sick if I drink those during the race. So I'm just gonna fill this with water and drink the electrolytes beforehand. And during the race they also have water stops where they have like either water or like this ISO drink, which also has like electrolytes in it, so I will be fine. Then I'm taking 3 gels also from Up Front. I think I'm gonna take 2, but I just thought I'd bring 3 just in case. I have the raspberry flavor and the lemon flavor that I honestly really like. I love these two. And then we also have the cassis flavor. Is that also the English word for cassis? But this one also has caffeine in it, and Job used these for his marathon. I like the raspberry and lemon one more, so I think I'll be using these two because I really like them, but I just thought I'd bring one of those just in case. Yeah, and then I have my Apple Watch and my AirPods. I don't know if I'm gonna be using the AirPods because last year I always ran with AirPods, and then I did one race where literally after like 2 kilometers I just got rid of my AirPods because I was like, I just want to enjoy it and like not be distracted by the music. But I feel like I'm gonna bring them because I do feel like a big part of the route is like not in the actual city center, so I don't know how much support there will be. So I feel like I might start off with my AirPods in so I can actually vibe to the music, because on my last long run I was actually doing really well with like running on the music, so that was really nice. So I think I'm just gonna start with that, and then when you get like more into the run and like more into the race, and then there will also be support, then I'll probably take my AirPods out. But we'll just see about all of that tomorrow. I am actually having quite a busy day, which is not very ideal because usually you would want to have some movement the day before, I think, but not too much. And I'm not specifically having too much movement, definitely not. But I just have quite a few events today. I had to get some work done, which I already did this morning, and I have 2 parties today. And for one of the parties I'm taking photos, so I'm gonna go there around 4 p.m. and after that I'm gonna go home, and Job is hopefully gonna make me my favorite pasta, because honestly running is just my excuse to eat more pasta. Like this carb loading thing, I do quite like it. I don't even feel like you have to carb load like a lot for a half marathon. Obviously for a full marathon you would, but for a half marathon I don't know like how important it is. It's probably better to eat some more carbs, but honestly I'm fine with it because I love eating carbs. So yeah, last night we had pancakes and then tonight we're gonna eat pasta, and yeah, I'm honestly so nervous. I honestly can't contain myself. See you tomorrow. It's racing and I'm so freaking nervous. I'm so tired. It's like 6:30 right now and I need to eat and get ready, and I need to be a little bit quiet because Job is still sleeping. But I've just also seen every single hour on the clock tonight, and I also had a really bad night's sleep yesterday, so this is not off to a great start. But I'm so nervous and so tired, but we're just gonna do this. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. I will probably be wearing this for the foreseeable future because I'm so proud of this and happy with how it went. Also, if you think we have a dog because you see a dog laying there, that's true because we are dog sitting Joop's parents their dog, but she's already sleeping again. So I was really scared for the half marathon, if you couldn't tell, because I feel like that's all I was talking about lately, that I was so nervous and so scared. And I had a reason to be scared because obviously I was dealing with these shin splints and like not a lot of training because of that, and that was kind of what really put me off for this race, because I was just really scared that I wouldn't be able to do it because of the pain. So originally I was training to do like a sub 2 half marathon because that was like my actual goal. Honestly, I should have started with a goal that is just running a half marathon, but I had already set a 2-hour goal because I am just really fanatic when it comes to things like this. So I always want like an actual goal that is really challenging. Not that a half marathon isn't challenging, but I just felt like a sub 2 hour would be doable for me if I actually like trained really well and stuff. Then I obviously got injured and I had to let go of that goal, but I'm not very good at letting go of goals like that. So in my mind I was already thinking like, oh, what should be my new goal? And then the new goal was like 2 hours 15 minutes. So we started off and I was getting really nervous because my mom and Job obviously went with me, but they weren't at the actual start. So at some point I said bye to them and then I walked to the start and I was like all by myself, and suddenly I got so scared and nervous and it was actually so insane. So I started off and I was like, I need to not run too fast right away because then I will crash and I will not be able to do it. So I started off and I thought I was being pretty consistent with my pace, which I ended up actually not being, because a lot of times I went faster and then I went a bit slower again and then faster, and I wasn't very consistent. But on the marathon app I was actually consistent because on my like Apple Watch I have the splits like every kilometer and those weren't consistent at all. But then in the marathon app you have 5, 10, 15, 20 kilometers, like those splits, and those were all around like 6:13 I think. So I ended up finishing at 2 hours 10 minutes and 53 seconds, which I was really proud of because also I did not stop to walk at all. I was in so much pain. It was actually so bad because I was in a lot of pain underneath my foot, which can be a sign of like an overload of exercise on your foot, which kind of makes sense because obviously I went from running like almost nothing to suddenly running like a very long distance. But I just felt like if I would stop to walk it would get more painful and it would get even harder to like find a rhythm again, and it would just get so much harder. I felt like until like 16 kilometers I didn't stop and I was like, I need to keep this up, like I can't stop. I obviously did drink water. I just tried to keep running when drinking water, which also ended up with a lot of water up my nose, but I did not stop, which I was actually really proud of. Like that is something that I was like, oh my god, I actually did that. And honestly when I was running I was like, I never actually thought about the fact that it's 21 kilometers. Like that is actually so far. It's such a long time running. I don't even know, but I feel like I never actually thought how freaking long that is. But I honestly did feel like the kilometers actually flew by pretty fast. I saw my family at 2 kilometers already and then they were supposed to be somewhere around 16. That's kind of what we talked about, that they would be somewhere around 16. And then around 13 kilometers it was getting a bit harder and Job texted me and he was like, yeah, we're standing here at kilometer 19. And I was like, you said 16. And then he was like, yeah, 19 was better position, blah blah blah. But that meant I had 6 more kilometers instead of 3 without their support. And honestly seeing your family and like having that support really boosts like your mood and everything. So that was rough. Like kilometer 14 to 19 was a bit rough, but honestly at like 17 I was like, I can speed up a bit more because honestly condition wise I was feeling really good actually. So from kilometer 17 my foot also started hurting a bit less, so I was like, I can speed up. And then I ended up doing like the last 5 kilometers a lot faster actually. When I saw the finish I was like, I can just literally sprint this out because we're almost there, I can do it. And honestly I felt really good with that. That was really nice. I did look at my watch at like kilometer 20 and I was like, oh, can I get a sub 2 hour 10? Should I like try to do that? And then like 2 seconds later I saw an ambulance at the side of the road and I was like, okay, we're not gonna do that. This is my first half marathon. We're just gonna run it out on this pace. I was already going a lot faster than the rest of the race, so I was like fine with it. I was like, we're just gonna enjoy this last part. And I actually, well, I can't really say if I enjoyed it or not because I was still in quite a bit of pain, but I did really like the whole atmosphere. And I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna do a half marathon again because I did feel really accomplished afterwards, and I'm actually really proud of this, and the medal is so pretty, and honestly this kind of just felt like a full circle moment. Not really, but this one was just really special for me because I was actually born in Utrecht, literally just in the hospital. Like I have never lived there or something, but I was born there and some of my family lives there, and I just really love Utrecht. So this was just a really special day, and I'm honestly so proud. That's all I can say. I'm really proud with all these injuries and like everything like that I was still able to do this, and I was so scared, but I did it. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm in a lot of pain right now because my muscles are very sore and walking down the stairs is very rough, but we did it. Job and my mom actually made some signs which were so cute. Job made one that said there's coffee at the finish. That was so funny when I saw it, but I didn't see any coffee at the finish, so. But after the race we actually still cycled and walked quite a bit because we cycled back to my aunt's house because I could shower there. And then I really wanted to go to this cafe, but obviously because of the whole half marathon we were already pretty late, and I really wanted a cinnamon bun, but I was already kind of scared that they would be out of cinnamon buns by 3 p.m. So they were out of cinnamon buns. But we had a matcha, we sat in the sun, and then I wanted to pop by Bershka really quick because I had something that I still had to get. And then we went to sit outside on the terrace and we had a beer. I hadn't had a drink in a few weeks, so I felt this felt like an actual reward to just have a little beer in the sun. And we went home and we ordered sushi, which I was really looking forward to. And yeah, my energy was very drained at the end of this day, but it was all worth it because I'm really proud of what we accomplished and I'm really happy that we did it. I also genuinely don't know how much I filmed the past few days, so I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. I'm gonna go try and take some rest the next couple of days, and then hopefully my muscles will feel better, but I just feel very accomplished. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!